it all the time. But for the moment, I'm alright. Because I feel so alive. Yeah.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to Eternal Sports' Kung Foot event. We're here with the North American region where it's 2v2s. I think that's like the standard for Kung Foot, but if you didn't know, it's all about that 2v2s. I'm Duke, and joined with me is none other than Sparky. Sparky, you got to watch some Kung Foot yesterday already, right?
Yeah, we are bringing to you the third and final region of the Kung Foot Championship. The schedule of things goes kind of like a typical stock-based tourney. Usually starts with EU on Saturday mornings, followed by South America. I got to watch EU, and then I got to commentate South America with Slow Motion Gaming. And then you and I get to do North America today. So I've actually got to call two different regions for Kung Foot and see kind of the different things that they're doing. We got a lot of Loki gameplay yesterday in South America, which was really interesting. Specifically, Kaito and Akashi were really, really cool because they are not one of your traditional Kung Foot teams. Like, you and I both have called them in the 2 versus 2 normal stock game mode, and yet they were able to come in and, dude, Akashi on Loki was unbelievable, sitting on the opposite side soft platform and then just drilling balls in with side sig after side sig, grabbing both the ball, bringing it forward, and then finding priority over the Lucian neutral signature to also pick up the goalie and shove both of them into the goal line. So that was fantastic. And then I'm really excited for what North America has today, to see if they do things a little bit differently or if it's just like the regular standard like Kung Foot meta of pretty much Lucian as the goalkeeper all the time, and then do we have like an Artemis sometimes, do we have a Volkov sometimes, or a Loki that we got to see a lot of.
Yeah, I really like the call out on the Loki because it's kind of the standard as far as I'm aware for Kung Foot. It's like Katars are one of the best tools for defense, and then Scythe is just such a really, really strong control weapon. So you'll see that a lot in the offensive side of things, but also, like you said, Lance is a really strong weapon. A lot of like, I think they call them active hitboxes. It's where like it keeps hitting so that it out prioritizes if someone just does a single hit move. So it's really cool to see that kind of shift and what the weapons and what the metas are going to be. Also, huge shout out to Errol. He's been kind of our man in the back who's been giving us a lot of tips and information. He actually called out basically who the top 4 teams in North America were going to be, and he was like spot on. Like, this document literally has all 4 of them.
He also, I want to give some love to Duckwings, Cosmic, and Karma. We're going to get to see some of them today in the tournament, but they also specifically helped out with some information from North America as well. So they gave us, they're giving us a lot of the information that we're going to be repeating, making us look good. But a lot of that is coming from the Kung Foot community itself.
Yeah, anything that sounds really, really smart, I'm reading off of a document. Anything that sounds really, really dumb, I'm reading off of Sparky's document. So just keep that in mind. I don't have any.
I didn't even create a document. I didn't even do that much, man. You're giving me too much credit there.
But it is awesome to see. Obviously, we have our top 4 teams, and kind of like you mentioned in South America, like there are some very dedicated Kung Foot teams here. We've got Cosmic and Karma, Zai Zai and Duckwings, we've got Chosen and Torrent, and then we have Nikyle and Assassino. These are all people, like, we've seen some of them in like your standard stock competitive Brawlhalla, but seeing them as like kind of specifically 2v2 teams where they have they have Kung Foot tech named after them, like, that's just really, really cool to me. I love people who like they have their thing, you know, and so that's really cool.
It's also really interesting to see their elo in like 1v1, specifically comparing that to like them being one of the best Kung Foot teams like in the entire game mode, and yet you have like people all across the board, right? Like you have Cosmic is a 2000 peak in one's elo. Like that's me. I'm there.
Yeah,
he's
but like he could hit higher.
He
just didn't. He doesn't want to. You know what I mean? Like he hits his 2000 and he's good. You know, that's what he's about.
And then you also have other people who are like 2400, 2600, 2200, and that's all in ones, and yet they're just like masters of the Kung Foot game mode. So it's really cool to see that like spectrum of how people engage with Brawlhalla and where they kind of are and all the different things and all the different nuances that like maybe they don't know all the nuances in 1v1s, but like they get everything. They know all the technology here in Kung Foot. It shows like how unique game modes like this are.
Yeah, and of course there is like very specific nuances to Kung Foot. I'm sure we've talked about it a couple of times, but obviously like the damage buildup on the ball, the way the ball moves compared to like how you're hitting like your standard opponent. Like there's certain moves, like I've played a couple of Kung Foot games I've queued the Kung Foot rank ladder, and sometimes when I do a move that I'm like, yeah, I could just normally combo a person if I just do like Qatar down air into neutral light or whatever, the ball like just bounces in a way where it doesn't quite work out. So it's like knowing these like little nuances and details of how to play on these maps. But it looks like we're getting ready to get into this game.
And we're seeing pretty much standard things across the board. We're seeing Lucians and Artemises. That was a lot of what we saw yesterday as well. You mentioned, you brought up Lance a little bit, and one of the things that we were seeing a lot in South America with Lance is obviously like when you're on the bottom platform and you have like the little 45-degree towards the opponent's goal, you can hit the side light into the side air. Of course, you wouldn't necessarily go for that in the regular stock game mode because it's not true. But here you get side light into side air and it puts it like right along the low side of the goal. But then you also have like side airing towards the goal. Then the Lucian is going to do the neutral signature, and then you just hit the dare right after that, and the Lucian can't do anything because they're still in stun frames.
Okay, so we're getting into this one. Obviously, it's the general split is like you've got your attacker defender, and Lucians are almost always going to be that defender, specifically because of that Qatar Ensig. And you saw Duckwing not able to get the Qatars because that he kind of wasn't in position to be the defender there.
Yeah, early games are really interesting because you'll regularly have like someone retreating into the goal unarmed, or sometimes you'll have the goalkeeper moving forward. So you can have like two really quick goals that like might normally gain momentum on one side, like the blue team is doing right now. We'll see if that can continue now that like everybody has a weapon and can regroup.
Yeah, it is really tough. Like once a team starts getting that momentum, like they'll start winning multiple kickoffs. And I was thinking about this like prior to the start of today is like sometimes you have to give up a goal so you can get in position for the next kickoff. Good cover there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm used to like the bounce off the top from the recovery from the Lucian player, like going a lot further forward, but Zai was ready. Oh, open goal there.
I'm surprised Cosmic didn't go for a dare there, like try to just like keep control of the ball. You're seeing him just like slightly off the mark again, like I think just expecting it to bounce slightly differently. Unfortunate grab move only hits one person.
Red team doing a pretty good job of fighting their way back into this one. Zai pushing really far forward, grabbing both members of the blue team. There's the shot on goal. That time was from Duckwings all the way in the back. Ooh, I'm surprised that didn't hit.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. I do really like the way that Duckwing is playing this defense. Like he's not just doing the standard, like I'm just gonna end sig every single time. At that time, it's the side light. You saw him go for a side sig earlier. He also went for like recoveries. Like he's really trying to mix it up so that the blue team can't just get that counter hit.
And red team's struggling to find like any major hits whatsoever. It feels like the ball is on their side of the court so much of the time, and that's kind of giving Cosmic and Karma the ability to play really far forward. Now that time it's not going to work out for them as the goal is completely open again. But we'll see. Like Duckwings as the goalkeeper. Oh, he didn't even have to make any move to defend that one. Goes low with the dare, starting from the mid, then going low, but the ball soared right over his head.
I like that play from Duckwing, just try to get that ball out of control from both of those blue team members. Good coverage there from Karma, but man, Duckwing is struggling.
Cosmic
defense.
Duckwing was trying to clear the ball like every single time with the recovery bouncing off the top, and then Cosmic was in like the top right-hand quadrant, and he was able to grab with the neutral air, like opposite of his, or sorry, same side as his own goal, and then use the active input to turn it around and send it back to Duckwings. Then he doesn't get the clear, so out comes the recovery again. He's trying to clear the ball. Out comes the neutral air from Cosmic again. Then all of a sudden, like Duckwings can't even blink, and the ball's back in front of him. He wants some room to breathe, like he wants some time for this red team to regroup, and he just doesn't have that time because of Cosmic's perfect placement and using Scythe Nair to throw the ball right back at goal.
And it looks like we're getting a swap here on the side of the red team. Zai is going to be going over to this Vector. Doesn't hit that side art. Would have been a nice start for this red team. Generally, you're going to see this Vector lean onto this Lance. Like, I don't really expect a lot of bow play coming out from this.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how much bow play I've seen. I feel like there was sort of an exhibition nice shot with the side air from Duckwings. But there was an exhibition that R-Style did on Friday, and I believe we saw like maybe a little bit of Ember play in that. I can't remember if I'm misconstruing that with something I saw yesterday, but it was like a little bit of Ember play, but for the most part it was Qatars. It was not bow, so we'll see if Zai is just like totally sticking on the Lance here. That's been the way so far.
Yeah, I think Ember generally you'll see as like a defender as well. Like you won't see it be that aggressor. Yeah. But we're seeing Zai. He is picking up this bow here. Nice Ensig. Dude, man, huge props to Duckwing. Unfortunate that he read high. Ball went just underneath him. Okay, another N-Sig. There you're seeing Duckwing again. He's changing up how he defends it.
Now Zai sticking with the bow here. There are weapon spawns on the field. I feel like he's mostly hit like opponents. Now he's without a weapon. The GC down heavy. Okay, now he's able to grab the lance. I was worried that like once the ball got more damage on it, that wasn't going to give Zai any room. Fastball gets past Duckwing. He doesn't have the time to react.
Dude, no, that was so
Oh,
sick.
slow ball
Cosmic
too.
actually changed up the timing there. Like, it was zooming past. Duckwing tried to stop it, but Cosmic hit it with a dare. I think that was, like, literally, like, the Cosmic tech. And he slows,
Yeah.
he changes that timing up so that it got past Duckwing because he just mistimed it.
Yeah, the timing game is something that's like really, really interesting. It's something one of the teams was doing yesterday in South America. It might have been Akashi. He was just like waiting by the lower 45-degree angle and then would wait for the ball to come towards him so that he wouldn't hit the ball. He would just like grab the defender in that moment. So the defender's getting ready. Like he's posted up. I'm ready to hit neutral signature. It's easy for the defender at this point, but that little bit of interruption just completely disrupts the entire team. So timing it like that, or the way that Cosmic does, like interrupting the flow of the red team with that little Cosmic there.
You're seeing that sidelight off the soft platform once again, just kind of changing things up, making that red team struggle to find the timing on it. You're seeing Duckwing, dude, the indecision there. He wasn't sure if he should back up or try to hit the ball because Zai was like right next to it. Oh.
Oh, the side air was not high enough to get it over that 45-degree angle, so it just ended up bouncing back. Otherwise,
Oh!
that was a free goal. Blue team's on match point.
Oh, Duckwing, he's trying so hard to cover it, but man, unfortunate there. Blue team just too strong on the offense.
The neutral air might have been the move to go for at that time because it might have popped it up just enough. I don't know like all the nuances of hitting the ball exactly where it was going to go. I'm assuming he wanted to hit the recovery there so it would bounce off that top 45-degree angle. He wasn't in like exactly the right place to do that, so it just ended up going and hitting the flat wall and going right over his head.
Yeah, just a little unfortunate there. The recovery was like, is it the fastest, the thing that would have gotten him in position the fastest? Potentially, but also like kind of what happened was like it also is aimed towards the goal, whereas like the Nair, it's a 360-degree hitbox. It has that chance of like moving it out of the goal. But either way, man, I think Red Team's got to find some way to really just like harass Cosmic more almost.
Yeah, I don't know if the Vector play was it. If I think about that, everything that Vector brings to the table that would be strong at Kung Foot, given the small sample size of like what we just saw, because I didn't see too many people play Vector in the exhibition on Friday either. I'm looking. We'll get to some of these lock-ins in a second, but I feel like I've seen a lot from the Artemis kit that makes me think like Artemis is a good choice. The Scythe, obviously very strong. Lance, obviously very strong. And then we were seeing a lot of really good signature usage from Artemises who would get like really high in the air and then do a gravity cancel down signature on the Lance, which would like move them forward with that laser beam and also get like a 45-degree angle spike on the ball. It would also put a lot of damage on the ball and a lot of force on the ball. So it's a really quick move to throw out over like a dare or something like that. So that as an option shows that like Artemis as a pick is very smart. I haven't seen anything about the Vector pick that would make me like choose that pick over an Artemis.
I know when I was reading the doc that, again, Errol gave us, that they said that Vector side sig is arguably one of the best side sigs for an attacker. But obviously it wasn't enough. And also I don't think he even had a time to use it.
That's what I'm saying. Is like I just didn't see it evident to me whatsoever in that specific match.
But we are seeing some character swaps. It's going to be Duckwing over to the Priya now, and Zai onto that Volkov.
Yeah, we saw a lot of Volkov in the exhibition, specifically like the neutral signature on Scythe or the side signature on Scythe as well. Were really, really good options. It would get you like right over that 45-degree angle and be able to carry the ball into the goal line. It's not working so far for him. They haven't really found any way to again, like you said, push back Cosmic. He's just able to bring the ball forward, dribble it to himself, and score the goal.
Dude, I kind of feel like Duckwing's getting a little aggressive here. Like, you're seeing him, as the defender, go past, like, the middle line. Like, he's really trying to push offense, and I don't know how well it's working right now.
Yeah, like he's grabbing kickoffs and just like leaving the goal open. And all it takes is like a lucky bounce from the blue team, or more often than not,
Nice.
like a really well-placed shot from the blue team.
You seeing him be
Oh,
a
he
little bit
wasn't
further
ready on
back,
the
but
timing.
yeah, just off the mark there. Okay, I like the recovery there. Oh, that
Uh-oh, own goal.
nope, not an active input move.
Dude, blue team is just destroying red.
All right, there's that side sig, one of the things you called out with specifically Volkov side. Still has a chance. Yep, good save. Nice.
Like,
Yeah, I really-
Duckwing's just like fighting. He's just fighting.
I mean, this is his pocket pick. Like,
Okay.
he definitely has prepared this Priya. Like, this is something that apparently he's been playing in Kung Fu tournaments. But at the same time, like, it's at the very least very different. Like, it's not what the blue team was going up against seconds ago. I like it. Oh, okay. Oh, still managed to get that. I really like that timing change up there from Zaiza. Had the weapon toss and then picked up into the sidelight. I was worried that he didn't get like the horizontal launch that he wanted.
I do like the dare coming out from the Chakram, because it is like a straight down dare. It's one of the few like straight down dares in the video game. Like if you think about like sword dare, if you hit it at an angle with the cone, it's gonna end up like sending at an angle. We're almost at a tie game here. If the red team can really lock in, the juggle's coming out from Duckwings. He's been using Chakrams so well so far. They really locked in and dialed everything in. Just a little bit too high for a shot on goal.
It's zooming. Good hit there from Duckwing. Nice recovery. Oh, but a great side air there from Cosmic, and that's going to be 3-0 in favor of Cosmic and Karma.
Yeah, what are the seeds going into this one? Cosmic and Karma. Okay, this is seed 1 versus seed 2. So Cosmic and Karma coming in seed 1 in this, grabbing the 3-0, showing why they earned that seed. It was just like complete destruction, and you're seeing like similar damage numbers coming out from everybody. Like it looks like you're getting like the most fighting coming out from Zai coming out at 843. We were also talking about like Duckwing coming forward and doing a lot of fighting as well, but he still did like less damage than Karma did. So Karma was also fighting the opponents and hitting the ball, and then even Cosmic also did a little bit less damage than Zai. So it seemed like Cosmic was a little bit more focused on the ball. He probably got more shots on goal. If we look at the goal split, it's about the same. Cosmic picking up 7, Karma picking up 2, and then drop that down 1 apiece, and you get exactly what Zai and Duckwings did, of 6 on Zai and 1 on Duckwings.
Yeah, it is interesting. Like, Cosmic had some fantastic aggression and just like really kept control of the ball. But I also want to shout out Karma. Like, there was I think in game 2 where Cosmic got sent into the enemy goal, so he was forced to respawn, and Karma 1v2'd the kickoff and managed to keep the opposing team from getting any momentum there. So I do want to give Karma credit, despite the fact that like he's kind of just like slept on as the defender, just because Cosmic gets so much focus as that attacker. But he is definitely a really solid defender in his own right.
Yeah, it feels like they fall into that more like striker and defender, like traditional role style, whereas like a lot yesterday we would see like the striker would not just be the one shooting on goal, they would also be the one to like open up the goal, so then the defender could get their big hit on like a more highly damaged ball, like an orange or red or past that damaged ball, and then the goalie themselves, the defender themselves, would get the shot because the goal was opened up by the striker as the person taking the forward position. So it felt like yesterday we were seeing quite a lot of different teams, and we might see that more today, just not specifically so far in the set that we saw, but that we might look at these teams, instead of having like 7-2 and 6-1, have more like 5-4 or 4-5, depending on which role we're talking about. So this was more strictly traditional. We have the striker is there to hit the ball, hit the opponent, and get those shots on goal. Meanwhile, the defender is there to defend against the goal and then clear the ball, throw it over to the striker, or just get it the heck away from the scoring area.
Well, we are going to continue on. Now we're on the elimination side of things here in the top 4, where, of course, if you fall here, you're done for the day. Both teams are going to be vying for that 3rd place spot. We've got Nikyle and Assassino going up against Chosen and Torrent. I am already going to call out the fact that Chosen and Torrent they don't have their names. Why is Torrent the number 6?
Come on, guys, what are we doing?
It's 2025. Man? What are we doing? Come on.
At least, like, we know which one is which only because of the Artemis player whose name is Chosen Bot Zin. So I'm assuming that's going to be Chosen.
Hopefully. But on the other side, we see Nikyle and Assassino. Assassino going to be our first Bryn player here in the event, and very likely going to be that defender. We generally see Artemis as that attacker in there, you see. And yeah, that's going to be Nikyle getting that first goal.
And this is like the first Bryn that I think we've seen. I'm very curious how this legend is going to just like do the standard defense in goal. Like obviously we have the Lucian neutral signature on Katars. That's the way to play. Assassino so far hasn't done a great job of defending this goal just yet. Red team already has 2 goals up on it. Even the unarmed Dare is going to let this one in, but barely.
Nice.
He actually doesn't get the goal. I really thought that was going to happen.
I think one of the things Assassino is going to lean into with this Bryn pick is that downlight. You're seeing it can cover high and low, and it's that quick single hit, so it's not going to like lock the ball in place. Like I think instinctively a lot of people are going to want to do Bryn spear down sig just because it's like a big old hitbox. But good aggression there from Nikyle.
Yeah, the spear down sig is like that's the brawl ball tech. But yeah. I don't think that's going to be very good here. It also locks you into something for a long time. Oh, it just bounces past him. But that's something you also really have to think about. Is like that's why Lucian Insig on Katars is so good, is because like it's in that middle ground of like having enough active frames to where you don't have to like rip it at the exact perfect timing. You can be a little bit more off with the timing and still get it, but it doesn't lock you into a long animation where you can just get interrupted out of it.
This is a very interesting Kung Foot match for me, just because like you're not seeing the very strict like striker defender as much as like sometimes both teams will bring both players forward.
Yeah. There's the recovery. Oh, the weird timing. The order of operations on the ball. Let the unarmed kid from Chosen get past, and they find another goal. See if they can secure this one here, or if blue team can fight back.
Nice.
Ooh, nice bounce pass from Nikyle to himself.
Ooh, I like the swap attempt there. He went over to the side so he could have the control, because you saw Assassino go pretty far forward, like was in center stage. Just ended up getting out prioritized by that Lance from Chosen, but I like the attempt there from that was not Assassino, Nikyle.
Finally, we have a game mode where Lance is finally gets the spotlight on it like it deserves, man. We don't get to see it too often in stock. We see it a little bit in 2v2s, but man, it is really nice as a Lance player to see like how dominant that weapon is, and I just like it, man. It's nice.
Dude.
It feels good. As a Lance player, it just feels good.
As somebody who's played like a decent amount of Kung Foot, like people who are really good at that Lance kickoff that you're seeing kind of Chosen try to do right there, that like Sayer dare just shove the ball into the goal, like that is a scary opponent.
The priority that you can find with it, especially over like a goalie who is waiting there, as opposed to like an opponent who's trying to damage you and take away your stocks, it's like, it just, dude, the weapon lights up.
Good clear there coming out from Assassino. Good pickup there from Nikyle, but the
nice.
A little too fast there. All right, power play. Nikyle, you got to get this goal. All right, good defense there on the side of Torrent while Chosen was respawning.
Nice D-Light from Assassino.
Ooh, I love that ground pound there. Just put a hitbox right along the path of that ball.
Yeah, you can get it right along that corner if the ball's kind of traveling perpendicular or parallel to that 45-degree angle, and you might, based on where it actually hits, you might get a great shot on goal after that, so you get a defense and shot on goal.
All right, good pickup there from Nikyle. Assassino's very far out of position, and yeah, that's going to be an easy goal for the red team.
Chosen setting up for it again. There's the down air. Doesn't have quite enough damage on the ball yet to go too far. And there's the side air again, hitting the defender and the ball, bringing both into that goal.
That's one of the powers of Katars. Like we talk about Katars as a defender weapon, and it's like really common because there's a lot of good like signatures for Katars, but also that recovery, being able to shove the ball like in perfect position for your teammate to score. That's one of the big reasons why I think Katars is such a strong defender weapon.
Yeah, you can really play with the timing on it too. If your opponent is like, or if your teammate is in the perfect spot, you just rip the recovery right away. If not, you go for the D-Light into the recovery, giving your teammate time to get into the position that they want to. But like Katar recovery, like every good Kung Fu player knows exactly where the bounce off the top is going to be once the defender hits the Katar recovery.
Brief moment of breathing room for the announcer there, as it was goal after goal for a hot second there, but it is going to be Chosen and Torrent taking another game.
That's something I really like about Kung Fu as opposed to Brawl Ball, is like when you score in Brawl Ball, or even when you reset the ball into the middle in Brawl Ball, there's like this start and stop that happens a lot that like kind of interrupts the flow of the game. But then in Kung Fu, it's just go, 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 go. Your opponent got the goal. The announcer is like hardly done saying the word goal before there's another shot on the goal.
Yeah, like it's the flow is constant there, and that's one of the scary things too. Like I mentioned this in the first set, is like there are teams that once they get like a first couple of goals, like they just have so much momentum that they're winning those kickoffs. We've seen Chosen trying to use that unarmed. Oh,
Nice.
unfortunate there.
That's tough. That was a great defense coming out from Torrent, but then yeah, the recovery from Nikyle getting the own goal there. Great weapon toss. Dude, when you get a good weapon toss, either to like interrupt the defender or like just tap the ball in, it's so beautiful.
Or even just to like stall the ball. And again, like we talked about that, like that control, just changing up that timing on opponents. Like if you hit that weapon toss just right, it can be so satisfying. Just like that a little bit. Chosen not able to get that pickup, but it's going to be Torrent who gets that recovery, or NSIG, excuse me.
That was
Nice.
great coverage from Chosen. First hitting the D-Sig onto the defender to interrupt his momentum, interrupt his flow and his setup for the defense, and then the follow-up from Torrent to get the goal right after that. There's the recovery off the top, and he's ready again, even after the defense from Nikyle.
Yep, there's the dare. Chosen not opting to chase after it. Instead, went for the weapon swap. It works out for him as he does get that Lance dare to push it in. Nice. I like the downlight. Tried to change up the timing, but Assassino not going to panic there. Unfortunate. Chosen still gets that side air, but Assassino does know some of the stuff that Chosen's trying to do.
Oh, dude. Torrent's option to toss the Katars to get the tap on the ball to like stop its momentum, and then the down air the other direction. Unfortunately for red team, like blue team was just there. They were too ready. The ball was too close to the goal, and they ended up getting it. Man, what a defense from Torrent.
Right side. Ball still right in front of the blue goal.
Wait, what's with the side air on that one rather than the sideline dare?
Unfortunate, man. Nikyle was trying to get that ball to come up so he hit that side air, but he just couldn't get it to bounce. There you go.
Okay, can that be the momentum change? Chosen and Torrent are already up 2-0. They have 8 goals. They just need one more. Oh, dude, the side air getting past Assassino and then the down air was so beautiful. Dude, Chosen is so good. His lance is amazing.
Dude, it really comes down to that, like, the Artemis aggression. Once you start getting goal after goal, like, you're seeing the Artemis really pop off. It's kind of like what you were talking about, like, this is where Lance shines, apparently.
He's so good. I love the creative gravity canceling that we get, whether it's the gravity cancel signatures, like all the way at the top, like you don't see that in the stock mode, or if it's like a gravity cancel side light into a jump down air, just so you can mess with the timing, but also if it's too high, you don't want to go for a side air or else it's going to hit the 45 degree, or whatever degree it's at, excuse me, and bounce in a weird direction you don't want. But if you go for a side light into a down air, then all of a sudden you get the vector that you want to actually get a shot on goal off of it. So you're essentially like passing it to yourself in that moment while also messing with the timing of what the defender and what the striker on the other team are looking for. Like, dude, Chosen really showed the rhythm of Lance specifically that game. That was such a beautiful Lance-based game. But then still, if you look at the goal split between the two, it's 5-4. So they're both getting a lot of shots on goal.
Yeah, I mean, Torrent was definitely doing a really good job of pushing forward when Chosen made all that space and then still getting shots on goal. Like, we saw him hit a Sair from the top of the map. We saw him hit an NSIG from the bottom of the map. Like, he was still making good decisions to send the ball towards the opposing goal.
And that is going to be, was that also a 3-0?
Yeah, that was another 3-0. That was quick.
Yeah, that was a really quick 3-0. It's Chosen and Torrent moving on over Assassino and Nick Kyle. So yeah, we've had 2 back-to-back 3-0s, whereas yesterday in South America, like me and Slomo, we had a lot of Game 5s coming out. So North America is moving along right through this. We have our elimination finals set up for you. It's going to be Duckwings and Zai versus Chosen and Torrent. But before that, we're going to be heading to a short break, and we will be back with more of the North American Kung Fu Championship. And we are back with our elimination semifinals here for the North American Eternal Sports Kung Fu Championship. Joining me here on the desk for the rest of this bracket is Duke. We're having a great time so far. Duke, how you feeling?
It's been good. It's been interesting. Before the break, we talked a little bit about like the timing changes, kind of the things that you don't really get to see in your standard stock Brawlhalla. And that's one of the things that I'm really appreciating is kind of like that rhythm change that you get. Because like in standard stock Brawlhalla, a lot of the times you're just trying to overwhelm your opponent. But in this, sometimes the best thing to do is to stop the ball. Just keep things from moving forward. So I really, really like how that feels. But we're getting into our next game. This is our battle to see who goes into the grand finals. It is going to be Chosen and Torrent versus Zai and Duckwings. And Duckwings back onto the Priya. We saw him get really aggressive with the Priya in the previous set that he played. And then we're seeing Zai change it up again when it comes to the striker characters.
Yeah, I was gonna say the good thing about the Priya swap is that like the Priya got better as the game went on. Started to struggle right in the beginning instantly in the swap, and then really kind of locked it in as things went on after that. Then we saw the first goal get thrown away by the blue team, so the red team could grab that, and now we have a free goal here. Okay, Zai with the neutral air turning it around.
Good Sair there
Nice.
from Duckwings. It is going to go just underneath Torrent there.
Yeah, I feel like the Priya is going to give you one of the few just like straight on moves that you can do as a defender, as like a popular defender character that can just go straight across the field without bouncing. Like Lucian doesn't have that.
Yeah, like if you go with the Sairs, like it's going to have some sort of vertical property to it. Even like Lance Sair probably has some of the most horizontal property, but like usually you're doing that right at the goal.
Yeah, and you're the striker. You're not going to be the defender in that case. There's a side stick from Duckwings, just ripping that one, even on the red team's side of the field. Oh, they were looking to clear, and the turnaround just like held it right in front of the goal there for a minute, so that both moves from the blue team came out while there was no shot on goal, and it's still going in. Again, another open goal.
This is that like kickoff pressure, but Duckwings able to kind of force that one in. Ball just sitting in the middle, and there's Chosen with that side air. That's that power of the Lance. When it comes to strikers, like you can just shove the ball into the goal.
Backside of the neutral air there from Torrent, actually getting the own goal. Nice recovery from Duckwings, giving him plenty of time to juggle with the Chakram. Oh, he was just a little bit too high. The dare came out too late, and it was the side air from Chosen to get the goal. A little bit of overlap there from the red team.
Ooh, okay, good save there from Duckwing. Unfortunate that he couldn't hit that side air. Would have wanted that ball control, but ended up giving it over to Chosen. Okay, good job there from Zai. Zai's doing a really good job of just kind of being everywhere. Even though the red team's doing a really good job of playing aggression, like Zai's still getting some pretty huge saves.
It feels like he kind of has to be everywhere, especially when Duckwings wants to like go really high and do the juggle either on the opponent or the ball, because like Chosen has also really been up there, and he's been doing a great job with the Lance of then getting a shot on the goal right after that. Like Duckwings is up there, he's juggling, he's playing with the ball, he's messing with timings, and then Chosen just comes in, hits a side air or hits a dare, and all of a sudden the goal is open and he scores.
Yeah, it almost feels like the blue team's running like double striker. Like they're just trying to keep this aggression going. But the problem is what you're seeing, right, is like if it gets past them, then the red team gets a pretty open goal. Well, either way, game one does go the way of Chosen and Torrent. Dude, the Artemis and Lucian tech, like that's just been kind of running the game so far.
There's a very good reason why so many people are running that comp. It's very obvious. You watch like 10 minutes of Kung Fu and you understand why people are picking both of those legends.
All right, good pick up there. I like that.
Torrent's going to end up starting this one off with the blasters, which is not what he wants. You see him pretty much immediately going over onto the Katars. He's actually played really far forward. There's a lucky bounce off of that, so it hits the 45 degree on the bottom rather than going in the goal.
Really smart there from Zai. Hit the dare. Saw Torrent was in position, so he actually chase dodged up for a nair to follow up. Chosen with the down sig. Gravity canceled. Actually sends it below Duckwing. So some just really good decision making on both sides. So that was
It
kind of
feels
sick.
like the down air from the split chakrams that the Ducklings is using as like a major defense tool that seems like really hard compared to some of the other options that you could do, just because you have to time it going straight down. There's no arc in front of you. It literally, you just have to draw a line. It's not all the way from your character down to the ground. It's just like it's a traveling hitbox. That seems like a really difficult move to try and defend.
Absolutely, but the advantage is like you get that control, and then you also are already kind of moving forward, so you'll see him a lot of times go for like a recovery or a Sair afterwards, so that he kind of sends it above. Dude, I love that gravity cancel side light. Just kind of like pull the ball back towards you and just really mess with the opposing team.
You did a great job using the soft platform there on that time. Duckwings, he was on the red team soft platform, completely out of the goal. That time Zai was also able to use the side. He had an open goal for the red team as both of them pushed forward too.
All right, Duckwing a little back there, trying to play his defender role. Sidelight sends it up for the recovery. Nair again, dude. There's so many like soft hits in the split chakram kit that you get a lot of interesting control. Good recovery there from Zai.
The GC sidelight gives you a lot of time. If no one's around you, that's great, because you have a lot of time to think about what you want to do next. That gives your teammate time. That was a very damaged ball. That one went right into the goal so quickly. Nice down air.
Chosen played that attack so smart, the last one, because he did an up toss, put Duckwing into hit stun, and then gravity cancel sidelight to just kick the ball straight in.
Dude, Chosen is the kickoff like legend. He's hitting all of these kickoffs, I swear. He's starting them off with a Sair. He'll usually follow up with a Dare if he doesn't get hit, but even if he does get hit, he'll follow the ball down to the ground, get a jump side air, and get a shot on goal.
And you can see just there, he's still keeping his aggression going, even if it's not on the ball. Like, he just did a gravity cancel down sig into Duckwing's face just to be like, all right, now you have to think about something. Like, here's some hits done for you.
Then his teammate was ready right after that with the recovery bouncing off the top, and it was a Dare, and that ended up scoring the goal. Like, dude, red team is so good. I see why they're a very high seed for this tournament. I'm loving their traditional comp. Blue team's doing great. Like, it's 8-6. It's not like they're getting stomped here.
Just slightly off the mark there on that defense. You saw him going for the recovery. But man, there's just these brief moments where the red team gets all of the momentum, and you're seeing them, like you said, like get kickoff after kickoff after kickoff. Whereas on the blue team side, like they're playing a hyper aggressive like strategy, but sometimes you don't see them get that like kickoff momentum that you would expect.
Yeah, I think a lot of, because of that kickoff momentum that red team is able to get, I feel like in terms of like the time that it takes to score a goal feels a lot less for the red team, because they're able to get like the goal right off of the kickoff, or like 2, 3, 4 hits after the kickoff.
And we're seeing it's going to be the blue team going back to a little bit more traditional comp here. We got the Lucian on Duckwing side and Zai over to the Vector, expecting him to go to the Lance when he gets the chance.
2 quick ones.
I mean, that was just an unfortunate start for the blue team, though. Duckwing starting off with blasters, Zai starting off with bow. Like, they did not get the weapons they wanted.
Perfect timing, dude. And that's the timing change-up that we're talking about. Like, he could have just gone for the Dare, he could have just gone for a side air, but no, he did the GC side light into the follow-up right after that to get the shot. Also, he gets the KO, but Duckwings is there to defend.
Good defense there from Duckwings. Very crucial there, because there was the power play for the red team. Are you seeing that aggression? Nice recovery. Oh, he tried to catch the timing there. You saw Chosen just trying to cut off the path with that gravity cancel Lensig. Nice.
Ooh, good gameplay on the Lance from Zai. Just kind of dribbling the ball and the opponent into it. Okay, Zai's doing what Chosen's been doing so well.
Yeah, he's kind of just doing it back to him. Good save there. Actually, you saw Duckwings go for the sidelight, and then it was Chosen who just countered gravity cancel sidelight and threw it in.
Both defenders just going back and forth all the way at the top of the map, just volleying it back to each other. It's going to be a blue team goal, and blue team takes the lead.
Okay, nice. Good weapon toss there, really just changing things up. Sidelight gets over the goal. Zai not able to knock that one in with the side air. Maybe a bounce. Another bounce. What's the launch? Oh, dude, that was actually a really sick idea there. Zai's going to knock that one in. You saw them like pause for a sec, and then it was like, okay, Duckwing goes for the shot, and Zai weapon tosses to try to get some hits done in that.
There had to have been some like momentary comms in that to be like, I'm going to throw the weapon, and you're going to be the one to shoot on goal. Amazing timing. They're one away from denying the 3-0 and going to a game 4.
Zai picks it up. Recovery goes over. Opportunity here. He went for the gravity cancel sidelight. The ball! It's still there! Yo, good save from Torrent.
Great
really just
interruption.
changed the direction.
It was going to go straight into the goal if it wasn't for that. There's the side air, and there's Zai this time. He's the one to interrupt. Dude, this is such a damage blow. The timing! Oh my gosh!
Dude, it was a Blaster's weapon toss that ended up getting that one in for the red team. Now it's a 1 point difference.
There's the recovery. It's going to be a pass between the Qatar players. The desync, it goes over!
Dude! Chosen with the weapon toss, harassing the goalie, putting him in hit stun, and it's going to be the red team with the 3. Oh, man, the blue team. They had such a good opportunity there, but, man, red team really brought that one back.
It felt like in those final moments that was inevitable. You got the like perfect Lance setup that you want as the Lance player there. The ball is heading towards, the defender's getting ready to defend it. And he's going to do like something that's either like relatively in place or something that's more vertical rather than something that has like a lot of priority out in front. So he's just ready for the side air. He's going to fly that side air in. It's going to have the movement. It's going to have the hitbox all the way out in front of you. This is not 1v1. This is not 2v2. You can't just back up away from it because there's an invisible wall behind you, the back side of the goal. You need to push forward so you can effectively defend that goal. But all of a sudden, boom, you just have the priority there as the Lance player. You bring the ball in, you hit the defender a lot of the time too. Like, it's just the textbook perfect Lance setup.
Dude, I almost want, if there was a statistic for how many goals the red team gets after getting a goal, if that makes sense. So, like, you see a lot of times, like, they'll get that one goal, and then it'll be, like, 2 or 3 more. Like, they don't just get one goal in a row, or at least that's how it feels. So I'm really curious if there's a way to like just like put that into a statistic of like how many sequential goals do they get on average, because it feels like a lot.
Creed, I know it's Sunday, but like you got to get back to work, brother, because we need some stats that are unique to the Kung Foot game mode.
Yeah.
It's time.
Give me shots on goal, give me defenses, give me average goals per second. I don't know. Just give me
average
make
time
up
per
things.
goal.
Yeah. Oh, average
Okay,
time per
also,
goal. Yeah.
Number of goals scored while you're hitting the defender in hit stun, or maybe just in general while the defender is in hit stun.
Give me a time holding a lance,
Okay.
but only a lance. Don't. Who cares about other stats? Only lance.
And there we have it. We're going to be moving on into our grand finals, our final match of the day, well, potentially if there's not a reset, our final sets of the weekend, our final sets of the Kung Foot Championship weekend. That's been great. And it's Cosmic and Karma versus Chosen and Torrent. It is Seed 1 versus Seed 3. This is huge. This is the way it's going to end up here. Cosmic and Karma versus Chosen and Torrent. And we're seeing equal or the exact same comp on both sides. It's going to be the Lucian defending. And then the striker, of course, is going to be the Artemis.
Yep, that has been the NA comp as far as Kung Foot's concerned. And that's been, it's been pretty evident why. Like we said, like just a lot of really good tools in the defender kit for that Lucian with those Qatars, with that end sig, the side sig, and then obviously just like the standard Qatar kit. And then on the other side, Artemis has so much strong attacking power with Lance, with Qatars. Like with Scythe. It's very clear why these are kind of the meta picks right now for North America.
And one thing I feel like we've seen from so many of the Lucian players, like definitely today, we also saw it some yesterday, is like before the go-to defending was like the neutral signature on Qatars. That would just be like the ball is coming towards me. I recognize that stimulus. I'm going to go through the flowchart in my mind. I'm going to hit the neutral signature. We also see like regularly the recovery or the D-light into the recovery to get that bounce off the top wall, then to either a shot on goal or to your teammate to then get the shot on goal after that. But I feel like definitely as the weekend has gone on, and definitely in North America today, is we've seen a lot more creativity on how to defend that goal as the Lucian player, as the Qatar player.
Yeah, the defensive strategy has definitely shifted away from stay in goal and hit Ensig. And a lot of times, I think the defensive strategy has shifted more towards get out of goal, get up there, hit that Qatar recovery, and then play off of that. But either way, we're getting into it. It is going to be the grand finals, like you said. Cosmic and Karma versus Chosen and Torrent. It is going to be Chosen and Torrent on the red team.
3, 1, brawl.
So he was able to grab the weapons that they want first. Both Lucian players ended up getting blasters as their first weapon. Ooh, Chosen was looking for the down air. Oh, Karma, he was ready for it.
Good defense there. Torrent didn't have the weapon he wanted, but was still in position. Recovery gonna bounce high. Oh man, dude, this ball has so much damage on it. Ensig to save. And the weapon toss, dude, that's gotta be some Chosen tech right there. Just throwing a weapon to put that hit stun and just make that ball go in.
That being like a 23-second first goal, that's got to be like the longest first goal that we've seen this entire weekend. Like normally it's within like 8 to 12 seconds. There's already like one goal, and then like 5 seconds after that, there's another goal. But that was such a highly damaged first ball. I don't think we've seen that this entire weekend.
Ball just sitting right next to the goal. A little bit of a heartbreaker there for the blue team, but still in this, of course. There's a recovery. I like the decision there from Karma.
Yeah, he hit the down air and then just like waited so he could get back in goal in the recovery a little bit too early, so it moved him up. He wasn't grounded, which is where the ball was coming in.
Dude, the back and forth here, just this volley from Cosmic and Torrent, but it is going to be Cosmic who gets that final hit. Torrent just slightly off the mark at the very end there.
Blue team definitely seems ready for like the classic Chosen kickoff option of just going in, like getting really high, going in with the Sair, and then the down air on the Lance. I'm loving these really low down signatures coming out from Chosen. Either on the ground or gravity cancel just a little bit up before those soft platforms. Great down air. What a pass from the red team.
Yeah, just perfectly in position. Once again, changing up that timing, making it so it's not easy for Karma to get that defense. Knocked the ball out of Cosmic's control there. You saw him trying to go for that classic Lance start. Oh, man. Dude, Cosmic has some fantastic control of the ball, but it's going to be Chosen with a deep launch there.
Yeah, like we talked about the Cosmic Air earlier, and then we even just like saw him use the neutral air to bounce it off of the 45-degree wall to then grab it back himself so he can get a delayed shot on goal rather than just going for the down air right after Torrent knocks the ball away. So like he really plays with the timing so well. One of the reasons you want to play side is it just gives you so much control to play with timings, play with angles, and just like do geometry.
I mean, it's definitely like strong attacking, but still it's not like getting the ball in, and then the red team's like, okay, you put all this damage on the ball, now we just got to get that one launch past your defender. Bouncing, okay, great. We'll bounce it past Torrent there. We've seen Karma get a little bit more aggressive here.
Oh no, terrible misses coming out from Torrent, just completely whiffing 2 recoveries, leaving the goal wide open. Blasters, get those out of here.
Ball just slightly off the mark. Good hit there from the red team. Actually knocking the ball out of Cosmic's control. Side air, too high.
Yeah, Torrent and Chosen were doing a great job defending there, but what a great down air from Cosmic. Torrent had the blasters, threw them away, was unarmed for such a long time. He was doing a great job defending it, then a slow, long bounce from a yellow ball goes in.
Next goal, and it's going to be Cosmic who gets it in. Cosmic and Karma take game number 1. That was looking like red team's game.
Really high damage numbers coming out. I believe we did see like one team going over 1,000 yesterday in South America. I didn't happen to see all of the damage numbers coming out from EU, so maybe they did it as well. But then we saw like 984 and then like 990 or something, like the high 900s also coming out from the blue team or from the red team as well. So really high damage numbers on the strikers coming out. Surprisingly high.
Yeah, I think that's been a little bit of the strategy as these sets have progressed, is the strikers are doing a little bit more harassing. Like, they're just trying to make sure that the defender can't do their easy defense that they want to do. Nice.
Oh, what a pass after the side air, bouncing off the stage and then getting the side air into Cosmic.
Just slips it right on past Torrent. And you're seeing, I think Karma is respecting the amount of space that Cosmic's been able to get. So he's playing a little bit more aggressive whenever Cosmic's up in the opposing goal.
Cosmic's done a great job of covering the goal. His defensive options, even aside from just like getting the ball out of there and making the goal a safe area, like he's been doing a great job of like changing things up. Cosmic is ready for his options right after that. Even there, like he did the down air into the platform, the ball kind of stopped for a second, then Karma got the follow-up right after that on the ball, and Cosmic was ready.
Dude, I actually really like how Karma did that too, because like you said, there was a dare and then he paused for a sec, so Chosen actually like whiffed and then he comes in with that end sig, like just these very tiny timing changes. Good say. You see Cosmic trying to get that pickup, trying to hit that down air. Red team finally getting a goal here in game number 2.
Yeah, that Sair just barely whiffed as it goes over his head. 2 back-to-back goals. See if Chosen can grab the setup that he needs. He got the kickoff again. Oh, Torrent, he's playing so far forward. He's so high. He's not anywhere near. It's a shot on open goal. And another one.
This one's slipping away from the red team, man.
And another one!
Yep. It just slips right past the red team. That was pretty brutal there. 9-2. That's got to be like the biggest disparity we've seen today.
And like we go from a game where there's a member of each team with like the late 900s, the high 900s in terms of damage, and then this one everybody is under 400. That's how quick it was. That's how little battling went on. That's just like how quickly the blue team was able to get the ball past red team, and then Cosmic was able to get a shot on an open goal. At least half their shots were on an open goal, while Torrent was like way up in the air, returning the ball maybe back and forth, but he's returning it from up there. So if the ball gets past him, or the ball gets like returned from the defender down here, he's still stuck up here. He's in the air. He's a helicopter up there when he needs to be grounded.
Yeah, I mean, so many of those goals were like you said, open goals on the red team side, but also like not a lot of damage built up. It was just the blue team getting it just far enough past the red team, and the red team being like, oh, I can't dash over there in time. I can't do anything about this. And just watching it kind of move past him.
And it's not just Torrent being out of place. It's also like a lot of those returns are a shot on the blue goal. Again, he's way high up in the air, and that's either the blue team doing a great job of getting the ball past him when it's up there, or that's Karma deciding to do a different option to clear the ball, where it's going to end up being low, where Torrent is just all the way high up in the air. So it's really like it's red team being out of position, but blue team capitalizing on that as well.
All right, yep. There's the Ensig. You saw blue team respecting that the red team was gonna go for an attack there, so they opted to go closer to the goal.
Dude,
but
he's
again,
out of position again. The weapon toss from Torrent was fantastic. Like, it stopped at least a little bit of the momentum on the ball in that moment, but Cosmic just kept things going.
okay, you're seeing Torrent play a little bit further back. Yep, I love that decision there. Downsig will bounce it up into the opposing goal.
The number of shots on open goal, man, it hurts. Torrent's playing like off of the red soft platform.
That might be our first little volley here. There's a recovery. Gravity cancel
Nice.
and light there. You saw Chosen
Using all of those active frames to get through the down signature.
Chosen was trying to do what he did previously. Go for a weapon toss, put the defender into hit stun. It just didn't have the attack on the goal that he wanted.
Oh, the timing
no.
mix-up! You thought it was going to be a big launch after the charge from the neutral signature. That's what the red team was ready for, and it was the neutral air. And just like that, is that the 3-0 back-to-back 9-2s? All of a sudden? Oh my gosh.
That was pretty brutal, man. Cosmic and Karma just took that away. At like one point in game 3, I was like, okay, maybe they're having a hard time dealing with the kickoff, so they're trying to do a different strategy. Because you saw Torrent go to like the blue soft platform and do a down air towards the center. Like, I think he was just trying to change up how they started the kickoff, but at a certain point, it just kept getting past him. I don't know, man. That was just some fantastic play on the side of the blue team.
Yeah, that was complete destruction to the way that Chosen and Torrent wanted to play, and they kept playing that way, and that exactly played into the way that Cosma and Karma wanted to like execute their strategy that game. Like, Cosmic just kept hammering it in, Karma kept hammering it in. They did such a good job, and because of that, Cosmic and Karma are your North American Kung Fu champions. Back-to-back 3-0s. Everything in our block today, Duke, was a 3-0. That's wild.
Yeah, this is pretty much a sweep on the NA side. I'm trying to look back across the bracket here on the side of Cosmic and Karma because, yeah, they, from what I can see, did not lose a game today. They just 3-0'd their way throughout the whole day, 1-0'd a non-opponent, and then 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, and continued that on all the way through the grand finals. There's a reason why Cosmic and Karma are a multi-time Kung Fu Championship team, and there you're seeing it right there.
Yeah, I wish I could remember what the score was in the first set of grand finals, because the last two were just, it was 9-2, both of them in a row. Just complete destruction of the enemy team. Just outstanding gameplay. Their strategy was fantastic. Their team play was fantastic, like the passes from the defender to the striker, then getting it back in. Like Cosmic was fantastic on that. Their ability to be aggressive and deal with the more aggressive play that was coming out from the red team, with both members being aggressive, while again, like Karma was doing such a good job of recognizing his role as a defender. You can be an aggressive defender. We saw some of that in South America and EU. I'm looking at like JV Zin and Farah, like they were doing such a good job, but it just wasn't working against Cosmic and Karma. And I mean, they ran away with it, man. It was a 3-0. Like, you can't beat the other team, like, much more decisively than that.
Yeah, I mean, that's as close to what is it, a skunk? Is that what it's called? This is close to giving them a big old goose egg, as you can really get. Like 2 goals in the entirety of that. But man, that was just, it's such great control on the side of the blue team. I don't want to take away from Chosen and Torrent. They played amazingly. Like when they were able to get their aggression going, when they were able to get the kickoffs they wanted, they looked really, really strong. Even game 1 of the grand finals, like there was a fantastic volley to kick off our grand finals. But man, once things started to fall apart, I think they just could not get back into position. And that was the blue team just running away.
Congratulations to everybody in North America that played today. Of course, in 4th place, we have Assassino and Nakail. In 3rd place, we have Duckwings and Zai Zai. In 2nd place, we have Chosen and Torrent. And then, of course, in 1st place with the gold medal, we have Cosmic and Karma. We want to give a special shout out to everybody out there in the Kung Fu community. We hope you enjoyed this tournament. Thank you guys for like creating your own really unique and special space that's kind of like outside of the traditional side of esports. So thank you so much for sharing that with us today. Thank you for like letting a couple of stockies like me and Duke come in here and get to do commentary and like show a little bit about what makes this game mode so special. Thank you so much to like everybody out there at Our Style for being the driving force behind Kung Fu and Brawl Ball. Thank you, Errol, for being one of the leaders in Our Style and leading the charge behind that. Everybody who helped create the document for us to kind of fill us in on some of these players so we could communicate some of that to you guys who aren't used to seeing this stuff. Looking at like Tony and A Bit Sick from the EU side, looking at Duckwings, Cosmic, and Karma from the North American side. I'm looking at the entire Kung Fu Brazil team. Specifically, I think we had a couple names in there. I can't remember. Excuse me while I scroll. I don't see any specific names on there for that, but the entire Kung Fu Brazil team. Yeah, man, I just had a great time with Kung Fu. Like what a game mode. Really, I hope we did it justice.
Yeah, I hope that we were able to at least recognize like, you know, a tiny bit of all of the love and passion that they put into that game mode. If you're at home and you're watching and you had a really good time watching and that made you want to play, guess what? That is our current rank queue. So you can actually play some Kung Fu, grab a teammate, start queuing with your Artemis and Lucians, and start playing some Kung Fu. And maybe we'll see some more people get into this game mode because it's really, really cool. Also want to give a huge shout out. Make sure y'all know BCX is around the corner. You got to sign up. You got to go. You got to be there. It's going to be a really good time. Some of these people who you saw in the Kung Fu scene, guess what? They also are going to be at BCX. I'm expecting at least a handful of them to show up because BCX is kind of our grand experiment, is a grand exhibition. Grant, it's everything. BCX is everything. You want to be there. You want to go. Brawlhalla.com/BCX. Make sure you sign up before it's too late. I've already seen pro players be like, what? The early signups are done? Yeah, guess what? It's been going on for more than a month now. Make sure you sign up before it's too late because obviously, you know, tickets are going to go out. Hotels are going to run out. Make sure you get there, get that information, and get in while you still can.
All right, I think that's going to do it for us here at the Kung Foot Championship. Thank you to everybody who played. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. Thank you to Duke for sitting alongside me here for the North American side of things. Thank you everybody in production as well as Sandwick's involved in that. Thank you to all the TOs behind the scene that helped the tournament run very, very smoothly. Thank you everybody out there, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.
No KO options, does get the side light, but Hughes still in the orange. There's the GC side sync. It's instantly punished from Hughes, and he is your two-time Brawlhalla 1v1 World Champion.
To the top, gotta get to the top. If I fall down the hill, grip my bucket tight. Whatever the path, gotta figure it out.
Off stage, the ground pound, no, there's not gonna be one, but Gosling could not get out to the wall. He GC taunted him.
That's a battle pass challenge. That's one for it. That's crazy. He did it.
Unlocked.
And wait, don't know what somebody told you. It's probably best if you don't move, just stay.
Kaina now in the center of the stage, misses the end light.
Look at that boy move.
Experience can only hit stairs, and now he's disarmed. Weapon spot comes in, he's got the gun. He gets the side air. Can he get the edge guard onto Loris? Loris makes it back. He gets the stairs. Is that gonna be it?
It should be, he won't be able to touch. And Kaina and Loris are going to be your BCX 2024 doubles champions.
Make time freeze while you watch tick. Listen and caught this.
16 rhythms on a Malibu sky. Take it up to a level where it satisfies. Alright. Well, alright. It just don't matter what the people say. There's enough real love for us anyway. Alright. 16 rhythms on a Malibu sky. Take it up to a level where it satisfies. Alright. Well, alright.
Yeah. Stay side. Aight, come on. Whether you're ready or not.